The next 3 months are going to be super interesting cause based on past presidential elections we'll be seeing lots of action soon. Here's a recap of the presidential election 2011 I'll summarize for you. Don't see if you don't understand my sense, you idiot who's wondering why we skip 2017. So, it's 99% confirmed that we'll have an election since President Halima isn't running. Because the last time we allowed people from all races to run, we got 4 electoral candidates. So this time, most likely we'll have more. Even if we've got 2 electoral candidates, we need to go poll. Watch on and then you understand why we most likely have to head to the polls. So what's the timeline and what can we expect? We can tell the future. But here's what you can expect based on the 2011 presidential elections. Now before anything, do know that prior to 2011, also got people want to run one. And we are not talking about people like instead, 21 forms were taken. And 4 people really applied. One of them is the owner, big leader of a big company, so cannot. But got one Andrew Kwang who used to be a CFO of JTC. However, the presidential election committee thinks that he's not senior enough and experienced enough, so cannot. Eventually, S.R. Nathan was re-elected without contest. So technically, 2011 is a special year, not because many people wanted to be president, but because I got many other candidates. Now, what happened in 2011? The first person who indicated interest is Dr. Tan Chong Bok. He announced his candidacy on 27 May 2011. Even when the applications for the certificate of aren't available yet. So you see, unlike general elections whereby anyone can run, every presidential candidate needs to be vetted by a committee to see if they are or not one. Basically, like I said before, you need to be a big leader in a big organization. Now, do know that before Dr. Tan's announcement, S.R. Nathan hasn't said whether he was going for re-election or not. Then, on 1st June 2011, the applications for the COE open. And the floodgate also open. On that day, Mark Lee and Miss Mark Lee still Saga. Both announced their candidacy and then more people started to express interest. George Yeo suddenly said he was thinking hard about the run. Andrew Kwang came back to take the forms and then many things happened and it all went on overdrive when S.R. Nathan announced on 1st July that he wasn't rerunning. The other 3 Tans eventually announced their interest. Tam King Liang and then Tony Tam submitted forms on 7 July. Dr. Tan Chong Bok submitted on 22nd July and Tan Jae Se submitted on August. Also, after August is when the re-election issue whereby it's confirmed that nomination day will be on 17 August and polling day will be on 27 August. Finally, on 11 August, about 2 months after the application for COE opened, it was announced that 4 candidates were granted the COE. But we all cheer cause we hear the word public holiday instead. On 17 August, the campaign started because smartphones wasn't as popular as now. People will glued to the TV to watch the 4 times debate of CNA and also watch their rallies on TV. But before that, the candidates were already shaking hands with voters all over Singapore already. So on 28 August at 1:18 a.m., as a bookie cried cause he realized he accepted many bets for Mr. Tan to win out, the idiot. It was announced that a recount is needed as 2 candidates, Dr. Tan Chong Bok and Tony Tan's vote difference was less than 2%. It was only at 4:23 a.m. that Yamami announced the final result whereby Tony Tan only won Dr. Tan Chong Bok with a 0.35% difference or a total of 7,382 votes. What's interesting is that Tan King Liang had actually thought of discussing with Dr. Tan Chong Bok to prevent a 3-corner fight. Of course, it eventually became a 4-corner fight instead. Tan King has got 104,095 votes or 4.91% of the votes. So if his visitors had gone to Dr. Tan Chong Bok, the 3 might have been very different. So far as of now, none of them has expressed interest in running for the 2023 elections. Here's the thing. With Donald Trump's surprise victory in 2016, I won't be surprised if we see more people coming forward. In the meantime, if you feel that you have learned something, consider subscribing and also watch this video to know who we think will be the next president.